Hello and welcome back to Mindful Sojourn. Thank you for joining me today. If this is your first time checking out my channel, I appreciate you for stopping by and I hope you'll stick around for more content and check out my other videos. And if you are a returning viewer or a subscriber, thank you for your continued support. I really appreciate it. So today I am going to play around with some mini journals. There's tons of other tutorials out there on how to make these cute little guys. I made these last night. There's different ways of doing it. I think the first tutorial I ever saw showing mini books or mini journals was by Nick the Booksmith. I think Pam at the Paper Outpost has a video on this as well, and Treasure Books. There's different ways of doing it. So this one, I just took some of my offcuts, you know, when you're cutting down paper to fit in your journal. That's actually what these are all made from. These are just plain white offcuts, and then I took a sanding block and sanded the edges of the paper to give it a little more of a weathered look, and then I inked it. Then I just did a small 3-hole pamphlet stitch with this, it's not twine, it's not yarn, it's just some kind of string. And then I used the same string to make the binding. I just punched a hole in it, looped it through, and then you can just wrap it around. That's one method. The easiest is to use, and I'm sorry if I get distracted. There've been a lot of jets flying over the last couple days, and they're really loud. We live near, I think it's a Marine base, and it's super loud. Anyways, and it's distracting because it sounds like, you know, we're in the middle of a war and it's super loud. And anyways, this is the simplest method. It's just a chunk of offcuts, you know, you cut off the edge of papers for your journal. I just took a chunk of those and popped a stapler in there, inked the edges. They were already torn. One edge is not torn, but I don't care. And then this is actually, this label here is, it's an offcut from a piece of scrapbook paper. So it was a little sturdier, and I had actually already thrown this away. I keep a little trash bag here for the pieces that I don't save, and I had already thrown this away. And then when I made this little journal or this mini booklet, I thought, oh, that piece I just threw away would be perfect for this. So I actually dug this out of my paper trash bin and glued it on. This was the plain side, so it was a single-sided scrapbook, so it's decorative on the other side, but I wanted just the white side, and I inked the edges, and there you go. And then this one, I got this idea specifically from Treasure Books. It's cut in a tag shape. Geez, that noise. I don't know if my phone is picking that up, but it sounds like, I mean, even my dogs they're both right here behind me at my feet. It sounds like thunder, but it's not. It's sunny outside, so it can't be thunder. Anyways, this is cut in a tag shape, so it's like a tag booklet of papers. Again, I got this idea from Natasha at the Treasure Books. Now today I am doing something that I haven't seen a tutorial for. It's a little bit different, but I am going to use a TP roll. So this is a toilet paper roll, and I thought this would make a good, oh boo boo, my older dog, she hates thunder and loud noises and stuff like that, and so she is right at my feet. She's actually laying on my feet, poor baby. So these journals, these two obviously don't have covers. This little guy, I stapled it and then I glued washi over the you know, the spine, to give it more of a book look. But the cover is just this thick faux handmade paper. And then this one is just, I don't know what this is. I got this in a paper pack at the dollar store, like a paper scrap pack. I don't know, I think it's also faux handmade paper, but it doesn't feel like just paper. It has a thick, almost fabric feel to it. So that's what I used for this cover. But for this one that I'm going to make today, I wanted it to have more of a hardback book feel. You know, it's not going to be a true hardback, but it'll have the same sturdiness almost as a junk journal. So I'm first just going to cut this open. Hopefully I can cut it in a straight line, but it probably won't be. And now I'm totally winging this. I haven't seen any tutorials on it. This is just an idea that I had. I could probably make a mini booklet about this size. Just cut part of this off maybe to make it a little bit shorter. I was thinking I might want to do like a pocket size book. You know, this could almost be a keychain. This absolutely could be a keychain or even a necklace. It's smaller, about the same size as my watch. So these are like keychain necklace size. And they could also hang, if I had another hole punched here, you could hang these as little charms from your journal. They also fit, I haven't tested it, but I'm sure it would fit nicely as something to put in a little tuck spot or a pocket. These might be too deep and it would get lost, but I'm sure I have a pocket in here somewhere that would be either, you know, a pocket or a tuck spot that would be small enough for this little guy to not get swallowed up, you know, something like that. So it works as a little embellishment for a journal. But for this one, I want it to be a little bigger, like I said, more like pocket size. So I could easily cut this in a way that, and I'm just talking out loud, I'm brainstorming here because I haven't seen a tutorial on this and I'm not entirely sure how I want to do it. So you are seeing this happen and you're seeing this play out in real time. I haven't made one of these before. This is, like I said, it's just an idea. So again, I could cut this down and make several small mini booklets. I could at least make 2 with this, but I think I want to use most of this for one. And whoa, sorry for the noise. Just grabbing my trimmer because I cannot cut in a straight line to save my life. Oh, and I forgot, I wanted to score this because I want it to have like a little spine. So I don't know if this is too thick to score. I've never tried scoring something this size, but we shall see. Yeah, I totally forgot that that was my plan. I wanted it to have a little miniature spine. Okay, so that side is longer. I just want to try to get more of a distinct fold here. think that's good enough. Okay, now I need to find some paper cutoffs. Actually, for the sake of, so these are my main offcuts that I have, and I don't really want to start cutting other paper because I want to use what I have. I want to use what's already cut down. So this is the largest, these are the largest offcuts that I have. So I could cut this down. I wanted it to be larger, but I think I will go ahead and end up making 2 out of this. We'll have one really small mini one and a slightly larger one. Okay, so if this paper, let's see, I want it to have the shape of a book. You know how most books are taller than they are, you know, not coffee table books where they're wide, but I want this to be taller than it is wide. So this is just under 2. Let me see. So I'm gonna cut this down to be right there. Okay, and now let's see, how tall is this? Okay, right about there. Okay, so this is going to be this shape, and this one will be, ooh, this one's gonna be teeny tiny. Look at that little tiny book, it's so cute. Okay. All right, and now these have kind of a messy edge, and that's okay. I want it to be messy. I think that fits nicely. Now, before we get into the pages, how are we going to decorate this? I could cover it in fabric, which I thought about doing because I kind of wanted this to be a miniature version of this, my celestial junk journal. And I have plenty of extra fabric to play with. So I think I'm gonna just make this a true mini junk journal and just cut out some of this fabric and see what happens. Okay. I hope you guys are all having a great week and enjoying the fall weather and the beginning of all the fall festivities. I've been looking at, oh boo-boo, this is really bad for Mama's knee. I'm standing in a really weird position because Ray has been laying at my feet this whole time. Poor baby. Yeah, I've been researching, you know, the best pumpkin patches, and I have some newspaper. Just want to keep the glue off of my work area. Okay. But yeah, I've been looking at like which pumpkin patches do we want to check out. You know, they're all open now. It's just exciting getting into the fall season and festivities and pumpkin patches and hay rides and corn mazes, and that's more the side of fall and Halloween that I'm into. I'm not so much into like the haunted houses. I just don't like being scared. My kind of scary movie is like Hubie Halloween or whatever, the cheesy Netflix one with Adam Sandler, or like Hocus Pocus, Harry Potter, of course. Rest in peace, Maggie Smith. So I'm going to be posting this on Tuesday, but I'm filming on Friday, and I just saw the news this morning of Maggie Smith's passing, which is just so sad. She was an incredible actress. She's been in some of my favorite movies and shows. Hook has always been one of my favorite movies, and of course she played Wendy, and Downton Abbey is one of my favorite shows, and I love Harry Potter as well. So it was just very sad news to see this morning. What made me think of that? Harry Potter? Did I mean? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, Halloween scary movies. Yeah, I can't do the slasher movies. I know they are cheesy and unrealistic for the most part. I should probably be using my Fabrifix for this. Or fabric fuse. Yeah, I can't do the slashers. Whoa, I hate it when it does that. For some reason, even though they are like cheesy and corny and the goriness is just extra and over the top, I just can't do it. I think they make me so jumpy just because of the like suspense. I don't know. I don't like seeing people being chased. And I know overall the movies are unrealistic, but like some of the situations in the movie or in those types of movies are very realistic. Like, you know, someone being chased in a parking garage. Like, no, I don't want to see that because I don't want it to happen to me and I don't want to think about it. It's just, yeah, I can't do those kind of movies. So yeah, I'm more the lighthearted Halloween magical cottagecore witch type of thing, you know, like practical magic. Love all of that. So yeah, I've been looking at all the local pumpkin patches. I really want to go to one that has like a garden as well. Some of them have like sunflowers. Some of them are on like, oh, I just realized you can't see. Some of them aren't just a pumpkin patch, but they have like a full working farm. So I was reading some of them you can actually pick some other vegetables, not just pumpkins. So that looks like a lot of fun. I'm hoping this holds up and holds this squared shape on the corners. We'll see. So yeah, there's my little mini journal made out of a toilet paper roll. Who knew? Now I just need to cover the inside, which will hopefully make it sturdy as well. There we go. Okay. Make sure this is glued down nicely. All right. Fold this over so I stop getting all this messy glue everywhere. All right. Now, I could put something down in the middle like we would normally do with a full-size junk journal. Actually, what I could do, I wasn't going to cover it because it's just going to be one signature, but what I might do is just put some washi tape down the middle for decoration. This one's purple. I think I like the contrast. Do I want to do the inside and outside? I don't know. I think I'm just going to do yeah, this one's easier to get just a thin strip. I think I'm going to do this dark one. You might be wondering why I'm using glue with tape, and that is because washi tape is not permanent. I mean, most tape is not permanent, but washi tape in particular is, it's kind of meant to be removable. You can remove it easily from whatever you adhere it to. So it's really just for decoration. It's not meant to be a tape for like strength and for actually holding things together. So that is why sometimes I use glue with washi tape. Now I might, it didn't come all the way over this edge, so I think I'm gonna add another strip. Okay. All right. Look at this little cutie. It's not perfectly aligned, but whatever. Okay, so while that's drying, I am going to, what did I do? Oh, here. Just going to take this paper for the signature, rough up the edges a little bit. And I think instead of using my vintage photo, I'm going to use blue ink for the pages. This is a really fun project. I have a lot of fun with this. Last night was my first time actually making these, the ones I showed at the beginning, but it was so much fun. I think I'm gonna make a lot of these. Maybe have them as little freebies or add-ons for when I sell my journals. Okay. Now, I should probably wait until the glue dries to sew this in, but I'm just gonna go with it. I think I'm gonna go from the outside in. I'm going to do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. If you've never made a junk journal, do not watch this and think that this is how you make a full-size journal. It's a similar process, but I'm definitely cutting some corners here. I'm definitely not doing this the same way, or at least not the full process is not the same way that I would do a full-size journal. This is definitely a little messier, sloppier, and that's okay because it's just a mini you know, this is just for fun. We're playing around, using up scraps. Most of this hand stitching here was out of frame, so I skipped ahead to the end, and I'm sorry about that. So for a full tutorial on how to do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, I will link my junk journal playlist below. I'm just gonna tie a knot because this is so small. I don't want a big bow, making it bulky. Just cleaning up this fabric on the edge. All right, I don't know which side I want to be the front. I love it, it's so cute. It's just a little mini journal booklet. I love it. And of course you can always decorate it. I could put something on the front, maybe a strip of this paper with some white. So here are the final products. I had a piece of paper that I was practicing some stitches on with my sewing machine, and so I just cut out part of like one of those strips of like a line of stitch. Then well, actually, before I cut it out, I fed this through my typewriter and I typed "wish" on there above the line of stitching. Then I cut it out and glued all that down. So that is this one. And then I went ahead off camera and took that other little piece of the toilet paper roll, and I covered it in the same purple paper that I lined the inside of this one with from when I cut that down. So I used that other offcut, and then I took some more of those offcuts of pieces of paper to make this little signature, and then I stapled it, and then I just glued down a piece of washi to hide the staple on the outside, and that's another little mini booklet. Now the cardboard on the inside I didn't cover, but I did ink it just so it's not that cardboard color. So yeah, if you're wondering what these could be used for, the reason I put "wish" on the outside of this is because you can make a little wish list in here. It could be a little dream journal, anything like that. You know, this one is slightly larger, so you can write, you know, more than just one word on a page. But this one is so small. You could comfortably fit, you know, maybe one word. So yeah, there's a lot that you can do with these. They're fun, and like I showed you before, you can stuff these into the pockets of a junk journal to be little pieces of ephemera to include. So yeah, there you go. All right. Have fun with your creations this week. I hope you have a wonderful week and enjoy the weather wherever you are, and I'll see you next time.